Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We have another US Women's National Team roster drop today, guys. This time for 2 April friendlies against Brazil. Game 1 will be Saturday, April 5th at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Game 2 will be Tuesday, April 8th at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, an after dark match. I'm not sure if I'm just going to exclusively have that on Spotify or do it on YouTube too. Most likely I'll just do both. Brazil is a very exciting and fun team. They won silver last year in the Olympics, even upsetting France and Spain in the process. I will never forget Brazil's 4-2 win against Spain in the Olympic semifinals. It was honestly a great game. Anyway, when it comes to the US, they had to relinquish the She Believes Cup after falling to Japan in the final. It was a disappointing loss, but to put it simply, the US kind of got outplayed by Japan. Japan played some beautiful football or beautiful soccer in that game. Brazil, though, will be another good challenge for the US. What the US will be needing in these games will be good pace, quick movement and touches, as well as quick build-up and connection in the box. I'm not entirely sure who's going to get called up for this roster. The NWSL recently started up again, and we could see both new and familiar faces. That being said, let's get into the roster, starting with the goalkeepers. Alright, so for goalkeepers, Jane Campbell, Mandy McGlynn, and Fallon Tullis-Joyce. I can't tell you how happy I am to see Fallon Tullis-Joyce. She was called up last year for the December friendlies against England and the Netherlands. However, she didn't get any playtime. I would love to see her play just one match against Brazil. She has been doing so well for Manchester United. Jane Campbell and Mandy McGlynn are also good options, but I am kind of surprised Aubrey Kingsbury or Casey Murphy weren't selected. I kind of thought Murphy was going to be a shoo-in for that number 1 spot, but I'm guessing Hayes is keeping it open for now. But yeah, Fallon Tullis-Joyce, please start her. Now on to the defenders. For defenders, and I have a lot to say, Alana Cook, Tierna Davidson, Crystal Dunn, Emily Fox, Tara McKeown, Avery Patterson, Emily Sams, and Emily Sonnet. Alright, so the Emilys are here. Sams is doing well so far for the Orlando Pride. Defensively, the Pride and Sams are proving to be a brick wall. Fox is doing well, and Sonnet, I thought she did pretty well in Gotham's recent match against the Pride. Still very spazzy, and hopefully we don't have a repeat of the US's match against Japan. You guys remember, Japan's first goal happened because Sonnet crashed into Campbell, or Campbell tripped over Sonnet. Yeah, it was funny. If it wasn't so funny, it would have been so bad. Dunn and Davidson are also returning as well. I'm looking forward to McKeown. She was called up to the She Believes Cup. I remember she was getting beat up by either Colombia or Australia. However, she was handling it well. Avery Patterson will also be interesting to see too. Lastly, Alana Cook returning to the national team. I think the last time we saw her get called up may have been 2023, the World Cup and all, back when Vlatko was the head coach. She definitely struggled to find her footing on the national team, but maybe this will be her comeback. Maybe she could be a permanent fixture on the national team. It would be cool. It's actually kind of funny because on the roster, they misspelled her last name and it says Alana Cool. But yeah, also great to see her reunited with Fallon Tullis-Joyce. Both of them played for the Reign a few seasons ago. And just one more comment about the defenders. No Naomi Girma. She got injured in one of Chelsea's matches and is out for now. Yeah, that's unfortunate because she is the defender with the ability to keep up with the quickest midfielders and forwards. Brazil, as I mentioned before, is all about pace. Girma's speed will definitely be missed. Anyway, I think these defenders, though, they will still be okay. They'll definitely be challenged, though. Now on to the midfielders. For midfielders, Corbin Albert, Sam Coffey, Lindsay Heaps, Claire Hutton, Jaden Shaw, and Lily Johannes. I think this is the same selection of midfielders from the She Believes Cup. I do have a lot to say. Don't ask me why Corbin got called up because I don't know why. Many people are asking how and why, and I'm in the same boat as them and you. I don't know what Emma Hayes still sees in her. I thought it was abundantly clear in the She Believes Cup that Corbin was way out of her depth. Yeah, I thought after the She Believes Cup she wasn't going to get called up again, but lo and behold, here she is. Against Australia, Corbin was paired alongside Hutton, and I remember this because it was honestly a match made in hell. Hutton had to pick up after Corbin's mistakes, and there was honestly no control in the midfield. Looking back, it was kind of funny and silly. I would like to see Hutton without Corbin, maybe a midfield comprised of Hutton, Coffey, and Johannes, or Hutton, Coffey, and Shaw, even Hutton, Coffey, and Heaps. My favorites for the midfield right now are probably Coffey and Johannes, mainly because those two in the She Believes Cup controlled the midfield really well together. They know their roles, and Johannes can do both, be involved in both defensive and attacking play. She's confident in her position, which is something Corbin lacks. The problem with Corbin is that the U.S. attack, for example, they want to get forward. They want to go and get things going. Corbin, on an attacking play, tends to play the ball back, and she's not even under serious pressure. Then the attack has to reformulate. I think that's a weird word to use there. They had to start over, basically, and get the attack going again. This is something a lot of people complain about when it comes to Corbin. Going back to Johannes, she seems to connect well with Macario, and that could be a good attacking partnership. So yeah, Hutton I would like to see without Corbin. Shaw did well in the She Believes Cup. I think she's a good bridge from the midfield to the attack. As for Heaps, yeah, she's fine, just don't let her take penalty kicks for now. Now on to the forwards. For forwards, we have Michelle Cooper, Ashley Hatch, Katarina Macario, Trinity Rodman, Yasmin Ryan, Ali Sentnor, and Alyssa Thompson. I guess Hatch and Rodman can be considered the most veteran players in the attack. Sophia Smith, now Sophia Wilson because she got married last year, and Mal Swanson are currently out at the moment. Smith, or Wilson I should say, is pregnant, and Mal has requested personal time for herself. Rodman is back and she does have Hatch, but something to consider though is Rodman may have her minutes managed in these games. She has been dealing with an injury and the Spirit are being very careful and cautious with her. I can imagine Hayes and the coaching staff may not want to push her as hard. Ryan and Thompson, on the other hand, will likely be good to go. I think they'll be able to break through Brazil's defense and hopefully connect with Sentnor, Hatch, Heaps even, whoever. I liked how Macario performed in the She Believes Cup against Colombia, and I think she's fitting back into the national team nicely. This could be credited to Emma Hayes, though. Again, Macario and Johannes seem pretty good together on build-up plays. I am looking forward to seeing more of Cooper and Sentnor. Sentnor especially has been growing on me. And we also can't forget Jaden Shaw. Yes, she is listed as a midfielder, but I think her role is going to lean more towards attacking midfielder or being more involved in the attack. It's kind of why I can see a midfield consisting of Johannes, Coffey, and Shaw making sense for this U.S. attack. Shaw can get forward, Johannes and Coffey can provide both support in the attack and defense when needed. However, I think I'll get into that more once the games come around. Anyway, yeah, it's a very interesting roster. I am looking forward to these games. As I said before, Brazil is a fun and exciting team that can hold their own against teams like France, Spain, even Germany. These friendlies, I think, are going to be a lot of fun. However, the U.S. can expect to be tested and challenged. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today or tonight, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later!